All right, what's important? Dave Chappelle happened immediately after we recorded. I can't talk for some reason today.
Mm-hmm. Or that was what, Saturday morning? Or Friday morning?
I think
Friday.
I think it was Friday.
Yeah,
late.
I think it was Friday.
Yeah, Friday. We recorded Thursday. It came out Friday.
It came out Friday.
Now explain this to me, because was this a Netflix release on YouTube?
It appeared that way. I think the branding was Netflix.
He's in contract with Netflix, so I'm sure anything he wants to release at the moment has to somehow go through them. Yeah.
He has a deal with Netflix.
Yeah, but I don't want us to gloss over that.
No, it's important. It's interesting, at least.
Yeah, it's very intriguing to me. I haven't opened Netflix, so I don't know if this is available there as well.
It's not.
It's not available on Netflix.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I'm sure eventually it will be. But I can see Chappelle going in there and saying YouTube being a free service. I want this to just go out to everyone that can watch it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be my first thought. And I don't know if things on Netflix stream well from a business standpoint, as short as this was, in their comedy section.
This would have killed on Netflix.
Of course it would. I'm just trying to think of weird things that maybe Netflix thought YouTube would be better, because I think it was on IGTV as well.
Oh, yeah?
I think they were trying to go with free platforms.
Well, again, I have zero facts here, so all I can do is assume. And mind you, Dave Chappelle is Dave Chappelle, bitch. So he's powerful enough to go to any partner and say, this is what I want to do. Yeah. And I would assume that they would honor that.
I stopped whenever I was doing it 2 a.m. when it dropped. It went right.
I woke up to it.
It's one of those.
I woke up to it too.
Yeah,
and didn't even get out of bed.
6 in the morning, right in bed. What a watch. And though Dave Chappelle is that powerful, I'm gonna commend Netflix off my limited knowledge for allowing him to make such an immediate statement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know the process with Netflix, so it just felt like they wanted this to be immediate, and that's what it was. 1. 2, let me tip my hat to Dave Chappelle again, because all of us out here that make money from touring have toyed with this idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ian came to me a few weeks ago. Hey, what do you think about the drive-in at the Prudential? Guess what, Ian? I hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that idea. That sounds stupid. And don't talk to me about that anymore.
As if live podcasting wasn't already kind of awkward.
Yeah. Now you want niggas to pull up in their cars and honk the horn when something is funny?
No.
At the Prudential Center?
No.
No, but I understand. The venues need money. They need people. The agents. It's too many. It's too many hands in.
I saw Michael Che do something in a parking lot. I don't know if he was in Brooklyn or Queens.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, he tried to keep it super low. He eventually put some of it on Instagram. But yeah, he just secretly put out some shit. Said I'll be in a parking lot, and set up a small stage and speakers, and there was a good amount of people there.
Well,
see, that's awesome.
I think that's amazing.
They showed us this setup.
Yeah.
They showed us this setup.
And even that was part of...
I was glued to even just how they said it.
I was about to say, I think even that was part of what Dave was doing with this. I think he was trying to show exactly how much has changed. Like showing how the seating was. And then, because that was the first thing he said, like, is this weird for anybody? Is this awkward? Is this... You know what I mean? Like, he addressed that. And I think that was part of the genius that his brain, how it works, is he's showing how much... the world is changing, how much is going on, how much is different, and how much we took for granted, and yet how much more we have to do in this world.
And
all in 8 minutes and however long this shit was.
To that point,
20
too,
minutes,
Maul.
yeah.
Well, I'm sure this shit was probably, knowing Dave, this was probably 5 hours that they cut down to 8 minutes.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know.
He doesn't, or 27 minutes, sorry. I'm sure he was out there for quite some time and cut it down to what he wanted to put out there.
Yeah. It didn't look heavily edited, but you know,
I don't think he was out there very long.
Yeah, me either.
I think
I just knowing Dave, anytime he does a set period.
No, I know what you're saying, but I didn't hear or see any edits.
This didn't feel like a set.
No, I
wouldn't call it a set. Again, back to my point about him just wanting this to be immediate. It felt like he had something to say. It felt like it was pressing.
Yeah.
What was the scroll down to the description, Screen Man?
It felt like
from Dave. Normally, I wouldn't show you something so unrefined. I hope you understand.
Yeah, that don't tell me he was out there for a long time.
Yeah, no, I don't think he was either.
And at the start of this, dare I say, not that he looked uncomfortable. He looked like he was feeling.
Yeah.
He hadn't really processed the thoughts, or he was ready to even share exactly how he felt yet.
I'm gonna ask y'all this really stupid question. What is Dave Chappelle?
That's a great question.
A genius.
Yes.
Certainly a genius. He's a mind.
Because this is now the last 3 times I've seen him, he has not told a joke.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's the genius of him, though. He has a way of addressing things, but it's his tone, it's his delivery. It's not so much a punchline thing with Dave. I think it's just the way he gives it to you. It's kind of like, oh, that's funny. Like,
and there were still moments
but
in this to laugh. Is the beauty of it. Like, as serious as
Yes.
it was,
Yeah.
he still made you laugh.
that was-
But there was
the way
never
he
like
started.
a joke structure. It's
Right.
not like this is description, punchline. It was
the way he started. We didn't know what this was.
Yeah.
And he started out, it was something that had nothing to do with what's currently going on, and he went right into what's going on. So
Yeah.
it was like, oh,
Like-
this is what this is. Like, this isn't a stand-up. This is
Right.
like,
But-
he has something to say.
But even if you think to yourself how Dave Chappelle even has gotten himself in this position, to where it was a very welcoming voice when this was released.
Yeah.
Like, but for me, I kind of laughed as I was glued to this from bed. I laughed, and he even brought it up here. The whole where the fuck is Ja Rule? Where the fuck is
Like,
Ja
who gives
Rule?
a fuck
Who
about
gives a
what Ja Rule thinks? You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, like you would think that a comedian at a time like this just wouldn't be the voice we want to hear from, especially a comedian who disappeared. Dave Chappelle he subtracted his voice for years and came back more amplified than ever just by the things that he had to say.
But see, that's the thing, Joe. Why did he disappear?
Yeah.
It has a lot to do with what's going on today. What we still
sure,
dealing with.
yeah.
It was him not wanting to be controlled by the powers that
Yeah,
be.
he's always stood for that, and I think that kind of still resonates with, I don't want to say black people, but his people. Anybody that fucks with Dave, I would think you know that story.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
I
his
was- and
style
even-
also, I mean, back to it not being quote unquote comedy, his style has always been kind of, just going to get on stage and kick it.
Conversational for sure.
Smoke cigarettes. I'm just going to sit here for a while.
Especially
and make
post-
some stupid jokes.
Post Chappelle show
Yeah.
when he kind of was in his own shit and had kind of defined who he was as a comic. He didn't need to really chase anything to be a bigger comic. He really got in his, I'm just going to go up here and talk shit.
Yeah.
For me, and not to cut you off, Rory, for me, I went to see his stand-up at Radio City however many years ago when he came back and planned on doing 2 shows, but then sold out like
Did
30
a month.
of them.
Did a whole month.
Just lived there.
Yeah.
Which one
as-
did you see?
as
Who was,
I was-
who performed as well? Because I know it's different musical acts every night.
Yeah. He had a bunch of big artists
That
go
were
through.
every night was amazing.
Man. Damn, that's horrible. I'm not going to remember right now who the performer was. But it was in that show that I noticed. I said, damn. I always loved Chris Rock because he gave so much information during his stand-ups. But during this Dave stand-up is when I said, damn, it feels like Dave is giving me even more information than I typically get from Chris. And that kind of stayed since. Like every time I see him now, it's like an overabundance of information that he just frankly didn't have to share. Like he didn't have to give us this story about his great-granddad.
No.
Right.
How he etched that in there off of a mistake was just like, I'm studying.
Yeah.
Oh, I said some shit, but wait, that's not true. It was another black guy, some great granddad, and this is what happened. It's like, oh shit, whoa.
Yeah.
That's what
but I
the
mean,
greats
that's why,
do,
and Rock,
Man, he's great, man.
Rock is more, and it's not to slight him in this comparison. He's like a purist comic. I think Rock is going to stay in that joke kind of box when I'm up there. Chappelle is kind of the leftist that I'll come up here and just talk for a while.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think Chris Rock's brain, he's just such a comedian that he's going to want to make sure there's a punchline or a joke in almost everything that he does, or he'll feel uncomfortable. Just my observation of the two and how their stand-ups have kind of aged throughout the years.
I'm with you on that.
And please believe, the next time Chris Rock touches stage, it's
Oh, it's
gonna be
gonna be-
some
Oh, it's
shit.
on.
Oh,
No.
absolutely.
I think Dave set the
Shit,
for black
I
comedians.
hope he's
think
writing now.
I think this set the tone because again, it's showing that it is possible for comedians to still.
No.
What do you mean?
No,
No what?
it's not.
No, I'm talking about as far as just being able to
They
perform.
can't.
You mean you don't think Chris Rock is able to do this right now?
In his own style.
I think.
Yeah, no, that's what all of them have their own style, but that's what I'm just talking about. This going out the way it went out, I think has given artists and entertainers like a light bulb went off.
Are you talking about the content or the
Not the content,
I know
just the idea of this.
Okay,
It's like,
gotcha.
oh shit.
Gotcha.
Like,
Long before this came out, the last time Dave came out, he gave the light bulb, and we saw so many comedians saying, "Damn, he's actually like making it okay to do comedy in a time right now because we didn't know how to do it." So I agree with what you're saying. He's gonna inspire and set the tone.
yeah, that's all. Just light bulb. went
Ain't
off.
too many gonna be able to follow suit.
Oh no.
And
Yeah,
I just
no.
do it the right way. Like I was watching whenever Chris Rock was doing his rollout for the Tambourine special. He had said usually when you see a comedian and their special, they've done 50 shows. I've done 150 shows. Like Chris Rock sits for a long time to put together stuff. He's very particular about that. So I don't know if every single comedian can just do this on a whim with their thoughts in their head and just throw it out there. That's why I think Chappelle is special. Which is why, even when he was saying we shouldn't hear from celebrities, I agree. But comedians would be the first people, or at least comedic brains. I mean, not everyone is Chappelle, but comedians observe things differently than an average person.
For sure.
So I don't mind hearing from comedians right away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the same premise the same rock that Kyrie is standing on, I could throw it to the comedians too. Like most comedians,
say what-
if you're coming out here,
You better have
if
something to
if
say.
you're coming out here attempting to do your fucking bit, like just tell some jokes. Like if you're not killing shit, then you're a distraction. Get out of here.
And if you're not bringing light to what's going on,
Yeah, if
and
you're
addressing
not,
this shit,
yeah.
then just stay in the house.
Do you guys think you could do both?
What do you mean?
Bring.
Well, Dave
Yeah,
Chappelle
it
did
just
it.
happened.
So-
Well, no. I'm saying to more to the degree, as we were saying, we laughed during this, but this was not meant to be a comedy stand-up routine. Can you still do a stand-up where my goal here is to make people laugh, but I will bring light to what's going on?
Yeah. I think
Is that
there's
a
a lot of
distraction?
comedians that do that.
I don't even think. See, for me, this wasn't. Yeah, I laughed, but it wasn't. I didn't laugh because shit was funny.
Funny,
I
yeah,
laughed
right.
because it was true, and I laughed because, again, it's Dave's delivery, it's his tone. It wasn't a punchline. It was like he was giving you a story, and then you kind of laugh like.
I might have cried somewhere in
No, I
this
did.
shit.
It got. Yeah, it was
I
definitely
laughed
emotional.
anytime.
I
It
was in
definitely-
bed
it
in the
definitely was-
morning with a little tear. Like
It was definitely
Yeah.
emotional. It was definitely emotional, and that's what I'm saying. This wasn't. To me, you can't even call Dave. He's not a. This is art. This is an artist. This is not like just comedy. You know what I mean? Like we know people that are funny that can't do what he did.
Yeah, he covered laughing, crying,
Yeah.
anger in a positive way, inspiration in 27 minutes, and that's fucking amazing.
Yeah, this to me this performance was, this is what I think a lot of people are gonna look back on Dave and say this is the one that put him in a space where it was like, okay, he's no longer a comedian. This is past comedy. This is like he went somewhere else with this piece.
I really enjoyed it. From the sounds of it, y'all really enjoyed it as well. I'm looking forward to Dave or Chris Rock's next full length stand up, and Seinfeld too. I know this is a black conversation right now, but
Yeah.
Well, with everything going on and what these two for their entire careers have spoke upon, yeah, we need to hear from Chris Rock now. We need to hear from Dave Chappelle now.
Che, too.
Yeah, for sure.
and Amanda,
I thought
don't do
about
that.
something when
and Amanda.
who?
Well, she's hosting the BET Awards.
That's why you got thrown. Come on, don't do that.
True.
Yeah.
You were saying?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter anymore.
Trust
Two
me.
two
it's-
things really quick.
doesn't matter.
Can we break one? Two, who's really leaving the beginning?
Yes.